Hello, beautiful people. What's going on? You guys know I couldn't leave you hanging for the full moon, the day before Divine Feminine season and the fall equinox. No way I could leave you guys hanging. How are you guys? Hey, do you know what time she'll be coming on? Central Time? Oh, I'm on. I missed you guys and I wanted to connect on the energies. It's taken a toll on me. I feel a little like rattled a little bit because not in a bad way, just because of there's a lot of pressure on the awakening. On the awakened. Hi guys. Hello. Some of you guys could be feeling quite heavy. Some of you guys could be feeling quite liberated. But we are coming into a Mercury retrograde on September 27th. And me personally, I've been feeling those Mercury retrograde effects more than I ever have. And it feels like pressure. So I feel like Mercury retrograde season is going to put pressure on the conscious collective to communicate themselves, to better understand yourself and others. And it's going to be quite triggering. So, but it's good because after that 30 days, we're going to come out feeling more clear about what people think, how they feel, be more clear about your own thoughts and feelings. But also at some point in that time, you're going to be initiated with regards to your communication. So this could be even more triggering to somebody like myself who already sees themselves as being a really good communicator, but there's levels to this shit. Sometimes it's not about how you say it and how you finesse words. It's about getting to the core and what you're translating to people. So what you're actually expressing. So there's going to be this triggering to really express yourself. But Mama D is live. No way is she live right now. Stop playing with me. Oh my God, we always do this. Usually we go one after the other so we don't like interfere. Because I know a lot of us like to watch each other's. You guys watch mine and Mama D's readings. Tell her I apologize. If I knew she was live, I would have waited. But anyways, it's Divine Feminine season tomorrow, guys. Thank you, Viri. It's Divine Feminine season tomorrow. And this isn't the first Divine Feminine season that we've gone into from this conscious place. We're aware of what the season will and can do for us should we not resist the potent energy, transformative energy of Divine Feminine. We also left Divine Masculine season feeling like we needed to do a lot of the Divine Feminine healing. So really acknowledging the brutal effects of what patriarchy did to the Divine Feminine and really healing and nurturing that energy. So there's that. But the reason why I titled it is it's going to be one hell of a ride is for two reasons and for two groups of this collective. And you'll know who you are, essentially. Now, for some of you guys that are a little newer into the journey with regards to conscious awareness, it doesn't mean you haven't been working on this journey your whole life. All I mean is with regards to the level of conscious awareness, meaning, are you in union with the ecosystem? Do you look at all the seasons we're in, all the planets, and really go into union with them and allow them to invoke the kind of change and offer the kind of support and bring the kind of mirror that they were always meant to bring? So that's what I mean about level of consciousness. For some of you, this Divine Feminine season is going to be one hell of a ride because you are going to be initiated into the death and rebirth process that the Divine Feminine energy essentially supports. But this will be a within journey, meaning you are not going to come out in 6 months. You are not going to be the same person. It'll be a complete difference. So your behavioral patterns are going to change. Your outlook on yourself and other people and on life are going to change. Where you put your efforts, where you invest your money, who you invest your time with. This is all internal change that is going to happen. And it is going to be one hell of a ride because you are going to explore parts of your soul. Divine Feminine season is going to make you do it. And I say make you do it, meaning you're coming to Divine Feminine season with whatever bit of conscious awareness you have, and you're willing the transformation and change in your life, but you don't know how to bring it about. Divine Feminine season is going to show you how to bring that change about by showing you how to bring that change within and supporting your metamorphosis and transformation, i.e. the butterfly analogy. that we talked about so much on the spiritual journey, going into the cocoon. Many of you guys, divine feminine season is going to like essentially mummify you, and you are going to melt, and you are going to completely metamorphose, and you are going to come out of divine feminine season the butterfly. This is seeking that. This is understanding the world is your oyster. This is that energy of expression, expansion, authenticity. There's so much that divine feminine season over the past 2 years, because I've only been consciously aware about this season for the past 2 years. And it's done so much transformation for me and this collective internally. Now, that's a group of you that are going to go through this internal metamorphosis during this divine feminine season. But for another group of you, this transformation is actually going to occur externally now. So it's like divine feminine is going to show you all of the transformation that occurred. It's now going to be that same impact, meaning now externally in the next 6 months, it is going to be very different for you. It's not going to be the same. It really won't be. There are massive shifts that are occurring that are externally, that are a reflection of your internal shifts, where for some of you, you're going into a season where you're going to massively be shifting internally. You're looking at people different. You're feeling differently. You're reflecting on your path from a different space. But for many of you, this is going to be an external experience. So within, some of you are dealing with, and some of you are dealing with the so without part, where this massive change is going to happen externally. So what I was channeling prior to coming on with you guys is that divine feminine season is going to require from you a level of responsibility that you haven't had before. So that tells me that you guys bring in certain manifestations that actually require more from you than any other things have actually required from you. There are changes that are occurring in your life that are going to require your attention and your adaptivity, if that's a word. So this needing to adapt, because I was also channeling split second decisions. And we spent a lot of time about creating boundaries surrounding pressure of having to make decisions outside of the comfort of your meditation and, introspection. But we know how with life, we don't always have the luxury to be able to go and sit and think and meditate and then come up with a decision. Some of you guys, what is going to create this pivot is the universe bringing you to a point that is going to require a split second decision, a really fast decision. So this is where you exercise all of your discernment. This is where you come. This is how you essentially are initiated after you've come into union with your higher self. So this is you being able to really trust your intuition and your ability to make these split second decisions and not worry about, is it wrong or is it right? If it feels right, it's going to lead you to where you need to gain the lessons through whatever experiences that decision, that split second decision is going to initiate for you. Okay, so there's a lot of experiences that you guys are going to have. Some of you, they're internal spiritual experiences, where for others, meaning your external world might not be changing as much. Because some of you, the internal, external change is happening simultaneously. For others of you, there isn't any external change happening. So you were forced by the universe to go within. Why? Because you were asking, how do I make change? And they were showing you it's within. So this is where all this shifting is going to occur. Where for others of you, it's more external, meaning you are going to be really drawn out of this introspection space and really be looking externally to you, because you're like, wow, that just happened. And this is happening, and I'm manifesting this, and I need to really organize where I put my time, and I have so many more responsibilities than I did a while ago. Those responsibilities are actually a reflection of your capacity, collective. You've increased your capacity through your spiritual awakening. All of that purging and letting go of resentment, low vibrational energies, it created space within you. So that space is capacity. All that heart chakra healing gave you a bigger capacity to love. All of this mental, cognitive, behavioral therapy and healing, it got a bigger capacity to what you can process in your mind. Everything you prove to yourself from what you could handle is bringing the universe saying they can handle these manifestations because they can manage the responsibilities that come to them, because the divine isn't trying to set you up to fail. They're trying to set you up to thrive. So this season is emotional. It's beautiful. For many of us, our ascension journey has been leading up to this very pivotal point. I keep getting a very pivotal point. Michaela. Hey, pretty boy. Yay to change about the time. So I'm not reading you guys's. Anyways, so yeah, this is the energies I was tapping into. I've got a bunch of other downloads. And guys, if you're interested, I've been doing a lot of research about demonic possessions and how to protect yourself and others from demonic possession. So if you guys are interested, after this, I can go live and share with you what I learned. So there's the 6 ways to avoid and prevent. There's the 6 forms of demonic possession, and then there's a bunch of different ways to protect yourself from that. And also identify this in other people. It might help you to identify, but also, I was making those jokes about in the last live about being an exorcist, and it's only because of certain experiences that I had, but there's levels to this. And I shared that with somebody who shared with me that they actually did several times exorcise the demons out of people. And they know the full cycle process of how to do that. So it was ironic that I ended up having that conversation with somebody, but it led to a lot of research. So if you guys are interested in it, let me know, especially coming to the end of this reading, and I'll literally go live, and I don't know how long it will be, but we'll do a downloads of a light worker speaking about demonic possession and the different ways of which demons possess human beings. Okay. So anyways, let's pray, and then I will share some downloads. All right. Definitely interested. You guys are interested. It's not weird. I've been feeling kind of like not insecure, but really the divine's really trying to get a higher level of confidence out of me that isn't rooted in the ego, right? Like I want to be authentically confident and not have my true confidence and power diluted by my ego. So I've been feeling a little bit vulnerable. And I think it's just because of the ego deaths that I'm going through. And it's been painful, but why is it painful? And it's because my ego is, the X paradigm is fighting back. Essentially. But anyways, I've been going, and there's the Emperor. I've been going through the ego death. Yes, I'm interested. Okay, you guys are interested. Not weird. It's a subject that I'm interested to discuss. Okay, we can literally go live after this. I just want to do it separately because I don't want to subject anybody who doesn't want to know about it to this information. You have to be willingly looking for this information, or else it could disturb you, create an unnecessary paranoia. It can get you to project your own inner demons onto other people, assuming that it's an external demon when it's really your own or somebody else's own shadow. So I'm not saying like I know everything. I'm just saying that I'll share with you what I've learned. Okay. But also really exciting, we've got a new tarot deck by Eugene Vininsky. It's the Tarot of Marseille, and I keep calling it Marcelli, but it's the Tarot of Marseille. And if you guys know about this deck, traditionally, it's only the court cards that are illustrated. And Eugene spent the past 1.5 to 2 years illustrating every single card. So this is my new favorite deck right now. And if you guys want to get any of Eugene's decks, you go to tarotmania.ch because he's out in Switzerland. So it's not .com or .ca, it's tarotmania.ch. All right. But let's get into prayer here. Also, we will be launching this week the fall Equinox smudge kit, which will have Delzelli in it. Okay. I'm so spoiled. I just get to walk to my abundant stash of incense and just put some on the burn. Hey guys, I missed you guys, but I've been kind of like internally going through it. And it's just because of this whole ego thing, and, and even like I was talking about Mercury retrograde really triggering us, it triggered me because I already consider myself a really good communicator. And the divine was like, you're good at articulating, you're articulate. It doesn't mean you're good at communicating your desires, your issues, right? Because I feel like collective, we're going to be initiated to communicate, to defend ourselves, but not in the way we are accustomed to. So that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I've just been really triggered with my own behavioral patternings. how much like my own resentment. And I see it come out on the readings I do for you guys and stuff. And, you know, it gets triggered up, and I'm just, it's a lot. Anyways, we're going to pray, right? And then I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. I wish I knew that Mama D Tarot was live. I would have waited. Anyways, thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for rising me up out of my bed this morning. And thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective, all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High forever and ever. So it be. All right. Because I was told that amen is demonic. And somebody, Ross, like sat down for like 2 hours explaining to me. So now it's so it be. Okay, it's not amen, it's so it be. Can you guys tell her I love her too? Tell her I love her and thank you for support always, and I support her right back. Mama D. That's fam. That's gang gang. That's angel gang gang. All right, the first card's out, and I'm actually going to read this one out of the book because the first card is the most prominent energy. So I'm going to read this out of the book. Okay, it's the Two of Wands. And there's a card underneath it. I just haven't seen it yet. Oh, and I was also downloading a bunch of information about the story of Job. So that's a whole initiation that many of you are coming out of, meaning for many of you. So for those of you that feel this underlying excitement energy, many of you have already walked and have already gone through the initiation of Job, meaning essentially, because what I was trying to explain is that not all karma is a reflection of your karmic footprint, meaning what you've done out in the world is being reflected back to you. That is a form of karma, but another form of karma is just the experiences one needs to go through in order to learn very pivotal life lessons. And only our divine team and our connection with God can determine how specifically and what specifically we would need to go through in order to learn a particular lesson. Okay, so that's that energy of why do I deserve this? It's not about what you deserve. It's about what you'll learn when you come out of this, right? So there was that about karma, but yeah, not everything is essentially what you deserve. So that the story of Job essentially was the devil went to God and said, which this leads to a whole bunch of other downloads about the vaccine and about like this whole thing. But anyways, the devil went to essentially God and said, I promise you, I'll take everything from this man and he will give up faith in you. And I honestly believe the reason why the devil targeted Job to begin with was because the devil knew that Job wasn't really grateful for everything he had. Why? Because devil energy heard Job judging other people for why they couldn't have what he had and live the abundant life he had. So devil energy's like, yeah, bet. Went to fucking devil and said, devil went to God and said, I'll take everything from this man. And I promise you, he won't have faith. And what did God say to him? God said, you can take everything from this man, but his life, which leads to a whole bunch of other downloads that I was reasoning with somebody about. And it had to do with when Jesus died and went down to hell. Before he rose on the third day, he essentially went down to hell to reclaim the key of death, which metaphorically speaking was the fear of dying. Devil energy is using the fear of death to manipulate many human beings out of their free will. Okay, so that's a whole other thing that I personally link to the vaccine, right? It's this fear mongering that gets people to release their free will and say, okay, whatever. Just, I don't want to be afraid anymore because I'm afraid to die. So, and if Jesus showed us anything, it was don't be afraid to die. I mean, if you don't believe in life after death, I mean, do you not feel like we've kept Jesus alive this whole time? You don't feel like he's still alive? We still talk about the man, 5,000 years later, like he debunked. right? So, and he was fearless in his pursuit of the mission, right? Which we've talked about in the collective anyways. So this whole Job story was also coming in, and some of you guys already had everything taken from you and learned a deep level of appreciation for what truly matters. Now that you've learned that and you didn't lose faith and you've kept steadfast with regards to your connection from the divine, so you didn't damn God. And what if you guys remember the rest of the story? I could be wrong, but didn't God reinstate everything to Job, if not times 10? Job didn't just lose. He didn't lose things because he didn't deserve them. He lost things because he didn't value them. He didn't appreciate them, and he judged other people for what they had and what they didn't have, which is the only reason why I believe God would have allowed the devil to take everything from that man. But anyways, the judgment card, absolutely. You guys overstand me. Full moon, yes, it's the harvest moon collective. So for many of you that have been initiated very similarly to Job, many of you are going to have your shit reinstated. You've already lost everything. You have no fear. You've almost lost your life. You've almost lost everything. You have lost everything but your life, which is exactly what the devil told, what God told the devil he could take from Job, everything but his life. It got you to appreciate your life and understand what really matters. We're obsessed with money, but money hasn't solved any of our fucking problems. Ask the rich. They're still sick. They're still terrified of getting the vid. They're still being obiad in black magic. Like, they're still going through it. Like, anyways, we're going to read the Two of Wands out of the book. I love this deck. It's amazing. Shout out to Eugene. Straight up. All right. The Two of Wands. A certain well-to-do. So in his books, he gives a story and then he gives some general meaning. So I'm going to actually read the story as well. It's one of my favorite parts of using his decks. A certain well-to-do citizen decided to plant a tree in his yard. He was a hapless gardener, but he made a bad gardener. I don't know what that means. He chose a tall tree so that it would bear fruit sooner. However, he couldn't dig a hole and plant a tree all by himself. So he had called his neighbor for help. Together, they got the job done quickly and well. A year later, they were rewarded and harvested the fruit, harvest full moon. They managed to distribute it equally. It is not a pity to share the harvest with those who share your labor and invest their energy in the same cause as you. This card combines the values of the Pope's trump and 2, the numerology of the number 2, and the value of the wand suit. General meaning: unification, growth, of overcoming obstacles, energy, and intuition. Regarding work: ambitiousness, power, construction, management, communication talent, the ability to persuade and motivate, good business, organization, the use of new technology in work, the release of a new product. That's funny. I just was like, we're releasing the fall Equinox kit. Anyways, money, income growth, fair distribution of profits in a team, the rapid receipt of money from the investment of labor and resources, which is a collective energy that I was getting for divine feminine season and this harvest season. The seeds you have sown you're about to harvest from seeds you've already sown. So don't look at things you just planted and expect them to bear fruit. No, look at what you've already planted. Remember, you manifest your future in the present. So what you're planting now isn't for now, it's for your future, but you have things you're harvesting now from seeds you've already planted. Okay? The unification of partnership, cash flow, the dynamics of resources, person and feelings, meeting, fervor, passion, impulsiveness, outbursts, outbursts. Sorry. Persons and feelings, meeting, fervor, passion, impulsiveness, outbursts, dominance, expressiveness, sexual desire, amusing behavior, involving the partner in adventure, sociability, friendliness, togetherness, impermanence, burning the partner in the fire of one's passion. Oh, Eugene, is that you talking dirty? That was Eugene talking dirty. Impermanence, burning the partner in the fire of one's passion and desires. That's funny to me. Anyways, advice: be creative, make a fiery speech in front of a crowd of people. I think I do that enough, but I think some of you guys, that has to do with Mercury retrograde. This fiery communication, this is about you communicating yourself, letting your passion translate to people when you communicate. Some of you guys struggle to let that passion because you're afraid of how overwhelming it might be, or it being rejected, or something of that nature. We were talking about it in the other live. I just think that's ironic that that's coming out. But anyways, be active and persuasive. Watch your heart and blood. And then in reverse, it's wasteful efforts, wasted labor, wasted money, professional jealousy, badly built relationships, the need to learn as much as possible about the issue to be resolved. So many of you guys are going to be going into divine feminine season because the reversed meaning of this got you to actually go within. These wasted labors, efforts, and relationships got you to have to go within because you could no longer blame externally. Your career's failing as the job's failing. Who's there to blame? No one. There's no one to blame, not even yourself. But there's no control in blame, because when you blame someone, you expect them to fix the problem, or at least subconsciously have an expectation that only they can fix the problem. But when you take accountability, you can do something with it, right? So this blaming thing, I feel like some of you guys are forced, because of some things that have occurred, to go within. And this divine feminine season is going to take you on one hell of a ride, which is going to go through your soul. You are about to really get to know yourself. You're going to find out a lot of why things didn't work, why you pursued certain things. You're going to do a lot of reflecting back in the past. Why? Because you have a higher level of conscious awareness now and need to revisit the past to gain the knowledge. So instead of, because guys, you don't have to experience things over and over. If you take your heightened sense of conscious awareness to your past memories, you can gain that consciousness on that timeline. So it gets you to release the past. It gets you to forgive the past. It gets yourself to humble yourself to the past, right? It's going to be great. Thank you, God's vision. It's going to be great. This divine feminine season is going to be great. Because remember, divine feminine season is 6 months. But this fall equinox season, oh, fuck. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And then, and it's because of this whole pivotal energy that I've been getting, which means it's like a pivot. You're facing this way, you're doing this, and all of a sudden, boom, you're here now. Like that's a big switch. That could be anything. That could be in relationships. That could be in your living. That could be in your career. This could be happening to you. So you're experiencing the pivot of somebody else, and it's impacting your life, whether you're pivoting a lot or not. Because there was also this energy of really needing to acknowledge your impact that you have on people, but acknowledging the impact that they have or currently do have on you. So this whole thing about like acknowledging impact and shit. Anyways, we've got the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. So this could be traveling for a new opportunity. Some of you have to take a meeting, but it requires you to travel. Some of you know that if you take this job, you're going to have to travel. Or if you want to pursue a certain career, it would be best to do it somewhere else than where you're at right now. Maybe the opportunities for this industry aren't a lot where you're at. So you're going to pivot and change. You're going to move forward. You're going to move. And we talk about the 6 of Wands being, the 6 of Swords being moving from dark waters to lighter ones. The dark waters right now are lack of opportunity. So it looks like you're moving to light waters because you're actually making a move to somewhere that has more opportunity because you've determined this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. We did all this work over divine masculine season, shedding all this light on our talent, skills, and abilities that we unlocked from the divine feminine season prior. So all of this, like, really look at how your journey has, your spiritual conscious awareness journey has brought you to where you're at, because then you can tell your own future. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can tell your own future, and you don't need us, or at least not in the capacity of which we're used to serving you, because in the spiritual community, we're accustomed to serving you by telling you your future, which really puts you in conflict with the future that you should be unlocking and manifesting for yourself. So the more consciously aware, the more, anyways, I think you get the point. But yeah, I see some like moving for opportunity. For some of you, you might move and find and meet somebody very quickly. I also see this as some kind of commitment, this joint venture. So again, collective, I felt, thank you for the donations, guys. Again, I feel like there is some kind of, so say this is your manifestation and this is your goal. Your goal, 999 people in the room, A, coming to an end of a cycle, beginning a new one. This here speaks of, so you decided, collective, you want to plant a tree. You decided you want to do this, but there's somebody who knows where to dig this, how to dig this, and then how to properly support this. There is a joint venture. There is a manifestation that you're trying to bring in that requires somebody else to support you to do it. So that's why there's a lot about this friendship energy. We read the meaning of the book about cultivating relationships, appreciating. There's also the Six of Pentacles energy in the collective, which speaks about this equal reciprocity. So I'm not hearing any more of this I'm a giver kind of shit, because we don't have a lot of takers in this collective, but we do have them. Why? Because they're the polarity of the giver. And I went on Patreon and did a whole fucking rant about how I'm done with hearing about the givers and how they all attract narcissists when givers are highly manipulative. Okay? They give with an intention of what kind of control and what perception that it gives to somebody, and in order to get people to be codependently reliant on them. Even if you can't be codependent on them, somebody's got to be codependent, right? Yeah, the giver. I'm the giver and the narcissist, and oh, it's so hard for me. It's an imbalance either way. And karmically, many of us have been experiencing this imbalance between the fucking being a giver or a taker. And you guys need to identify where you've been both, because identifying where you've been both ensures that you can see which part of the spectrum you're out of balance. I can identify where I've been a giver and a taker, and I can see where it created imbalances, and I can see where I'm more naturally impulsive to be a taker and why, figure that out. Or why I'm naturally impulsive to being a giver. Why? Figure it out. But some of you, you're a taker in certain positions and you're a giver in certain ones, but both areas need both equal reciprocity. So this card, even though it's not the Six of Pentacles, it literally in the meaning speaks about equal reciprocity, meaning you need to appreciate and share the harvest. So harvest season's coming in, collective, but your harvest isn't just for you. There are other people who help plant these seeds and support you that deserve to eat at that table, whether you think they do or not. So if you don't think they do and your ego gets in the way of understanding that things you're harvesting are deserved to people around you, you're going to get collected on, because you'll create a karmic imbalance doing that. Hi, Lucy Rose. Kane Money, Shadow Realm from Shadow on the Shadow Box, Lion Gate. I feel like he's rapping. Who else? Hey guys. Yeah, I'm in a weird space. I don't think it's bad. I'm just in a space I haven't been in before, and it's because I am frequenting part of and investigating parts of my soul that I've avoided. And no matter how much I talk about the shadow work, I've been in the shadow for almost a month straight. This is the longest I've been in a shadow energy in almost like a year and a half. Like there's so much being revealed to me, and I understand. So when you're being pulled into a dark night, collective, please don't resist it. Just go down and say, okay, clearly my soul's trying to show me something. And you'll go and you'll find your fucking shadow. My shadow was fucking foaming at the mouth like, oh, bitch, you finally decided to come back, eh? Like my shadow had a hard on for me. So I just was like, okay, I'm here. I'm listening. Let's do this. And my shadow's just been, it's not yelling. It doesn't feel like it's ripping my ass anymore. It just feels like it's like, do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? And I do. I'm understanding. So the shadow, when you're feeling down, that's an opportunity to go into the shadow space so you can be aware. But when we feel down, we're told we're depressed and mentally ill. So we reject that feeling. Your feelings are tethered to thoughts. When you feel low, it's because your mind is going to a dark place. Go and see what those dark thoughts are and bring your light and your conscious awareness so you can heal yourself, collective, mentally, which then, of course, is emotionally. Shalom. Hola. Did a video on that, Destiny. If you're interested, please share. God's Vision, you have a channel. Guys, if you have your own channels, we're so fucking synced up right now. Okay? Like, we readers, whether you're a reader or not, we are so fucking synced up. But for my readers, can you please share your handles if you feel comfortable here? Because if we all resonate, and there's different ways to translate these messages that get us to the same point. So anyway, you guys, please share your ats. I'll go even through the comments after and subscribe to you guys and shit like that. But because we're all channeling the same thing in different forms and fashions. But the reason why we channel things in different forms and fashions is because different people have different ways of absorbing information. The institutionalism of education gets us to believe there's only 3 forms of learning when there's probably thousands, which is why most of the time our educational system doesn't cater to us and we're grown up to feel like we're stupid or inadequate, and it's not. We just weren't taught in the form and fashion that our brain needs to absorb. So many of us go on the karmic journey of learning for ourselves. How do I best retain information and learn shit? But that's the hermit journey. Many of you guys are on that too. Anyways, I don't come on a lot, and I know that's because of my own issues, because I would like to come on more. Mind you, I'll never be the reader that's on here all the time, but I would like to come on more. And I have my own hesitations. I still have fears of being judged. I still have fears of not resonating with people, because if I don't resonate with you, that means I don't fit in. And I'm very strong-willed. You guys know I don't really think like that, but I'm in my shadow element. I have to acknowledge the part of me that still feels that way. You know, you're a reader, share your YouTube, your Instagram, whatever, share it, because people are, we have a whole vibe in the chat. There's over 1,000 people here. We're the most aligned right now in this moment, the people that are here. So share your acts to the content that you have. We're channeling the same shit in some form or fashion. But anyways, it's just a lot. And I do miss you guys. So it feels like the last couple of times I've come on here, I just feel like I have, like, you know, when you haven't caught up with a friend for a while and you're foaming at the mouth and you're going all over the place and you're talking about a bunch of shit. That's just how I feel with you guys right now. But anyways, excuse me, let's pull some more cards. Oh yeah. Queen of Swords. Some of you guys are feeling paranoid, and we talked about this in the last reading. It has to do with your negative outlook. When you are not optimistic, this is finding the truth is harder to determine. You can't find the darkness when you are dark. Doesn't bring awareness to darkness. Light brings awareness to darkness. You know, if you're dark and somebody else is dark, it's just, do you get what I'm saying with that? Like, there's a need for your optimism. But I'm getting that some of you guys in the collective are feeling very paranoid right now and unoptimistic, because at this level of the game, I know you guys have achieved the King of Swords. So why are you behaving like the Queen of Swords? This is meaning that in the collective, you guys feel like making rash decisions to cut people out of your life or to communicate certain things. But I'd be careful, because it's the King of Swords that's required from the collective right now, which is discernment and patience and a high level understanding and not taking things personally. The Queen of Swords takes things very fucking personally. Okay. There's a lack of emotional maturity at the Queen stage that when you get into the King stages, you've got. So you can be a lot more strategic, whether with the truth, whether how you communicate it. whether your passion, your actions, the way you express your emotions, whatever. Yeah, but some of you guys aren't in that energy right now. This is about making a rash decision to cut somebody or something off. And I can't say you're necessarily wrong, but I just know that it's not the greatest energy to make that kind of decision in. And it doesn't look like you've done anything. It just looks like you're thinking about it. But it's from an emotional, lower vibrational place. But anyways, let's see what else. Ooh, and the Three of Pentacles. This is about a contract. So some of you guys are offered something. Oh, I know what this is. This has to do with this. Some of you guys supported somebody in their harvest and it's coming in and they're not helping you and you're about to lay this something hot onto them and being like, because a part of you is like, well, what's not for me isn't for me and it is what it is. But there's a part of you that's going, no, no, no. Some of those fish are mine because I helped him weave that net and I helped him buy gas for his boat and I sat on that boat for hours. This is somebody feeling like they deserve something that somebody else is getting. Now, collective, this could be somebody about you. And I don't know if they helped you. They might have thought that they deserve more than what they deserve, or they might actually deserve it. And you would have to identify that, collective, because somebody feels a way about what you got and they feel like they're supposed to have piece of it. And Minanua, thank you, Midnight. Minanua, thank you, Wendy, 1111. And Minanua, if that's actually the case. This is on a case-by-case basis. Because for some of you, that person, you do deserve some of this. And then for others of you, you're delusional thinking that you deserve any of this. So I don't know. You didn't miss much, Vibe Queen. The Black Pub Habisha Oracle. Hey, y'all. At Tyler Perry's Acrimony. Tyler Perry's Acrimony. I'll check it out. To anyone joining our Inner Goddess Project platforms, going through my own dark night. See, I love this. Look at now everybody's sharing their shit. Even if you don't have a platform and you've been using certain means of studies and stuff, share them. Wherever, every time. This is devil energy around the harvest. Trying to create conflict surrounding the harvest season, trying to get you to not harvest what you've sown because you're too focused on planting seeds now. It's not sowing season. It's reaping season. You're doing the wrong thing. And for some of you, it's simultaneously, but there's a need to be aware about it's time to harvest what seeds you've planted in the past. Laugh my ass off without fail. 444 on YouTube. To just be seasoned. Opening eyes in the... I don't think I'm reading this shit right. It's a great time to ask and to be given. All right. There was also some other downloads I had. So guys, at the beginning of the reading, I was sharing with everybody that I was essentially doing research on demonic possessions, and the 6 ways that demons possess human beings and the ways to protect yourself from these different forms of possession. So if you guys are interested in me sharing what I've learned about demonic possession and how to protect yourself, let me know. And I'm pretty sure I can do it today. Just quickly go live. What are we, 43 minutes in? Yeah, I can go live after this and I can share with you what I learned. It won't be a long video because I'm still learning, but many of you guys are called to exercise not just the demons out of you, but out of other people. And a great way to learn and start doing that would be to understand how people become demonically possessed in the first place. And I found it, what you're going to hear them and you're going to go, oh, I knew it. Like you're going to resonate because you would have either experienced this yourself. You would have experienced this through somebody. Somebody would have told you a situation that you identified to this. You'll resonate. But then all the ways to protect ourselves will also resonate too, because we're already doing this. This list of ways to protect ourselves from demonic oppression, we're already doing it in our spiritual journey. It's about being more consciously aware of the tactics that devil uses to penetrate through us and get us to surrender our free will so that we will the devil into our lives. Okay? So if you guys want that, we'll do a download of a light worker, which we haven't done in a really long time. Like envy and unforgiveness to attach to. There's a lot more than that. There is a lot more than that. And again, that's that blaming energy. Like things, it's about what makes your vibration low. It's about what makes your energy vibration low. The weaker your energy field is, the easier it is for a demon to essentially penetrate your life. Things like cleanliness, things like knowledge, things like meditation, your connection to the divine and to God, eating healthy, minding your company, minding who you have sex with, all of this shit. But anyways, it's like I'm pretty much doing the video now. But I wanted to do it separately so that you can search this information separately. Okay. All right. Build up your Taurus field. Wow. Some of you guys, the truth has taken a long time to get to you. This could be an internal truth or an external one. The divine was asking you to be patient because they knew that you had to be in a certain energy in order to receive the truth. This could be about your own dark night, the root cause of your deepest pains, or the root cause as to why you made certain decisions in the past and you couldn't understand. And the divine was being patient. They knew you had to either experience more things or look within and reflect on other things before you could be revealed this truth. This truth is massive. This truth impacts the way you live. This truth impacts the way you deal with a particular person or people. This truth changes the way you behave. It's the Ace of Swords with Temperance. It's a massive truth. And then when you add the Ace to the 6, this is a massive lie. We've got a massive truth and a massive lie, the 7 of Swords. We've got devil and divine energy. This is the X paradigm. This is the Y paradigm. This is Saturnian restrictive energy. This is Jupiter expansive energy. What we don't understand is we choose. We choose. What's it going to be? And divine feminine season, I honestly feel like it's more about the fall equinox. There's truths that are going to come in that are really going to... Destiny, what's going on? You have beef with Adidas? Oh, don't kill me. No, I just got this on sale from the Bay. It makes me look kind of chunky, but I got a champ. You guys, I've rocked champs before. You kill me. Me and Adidas will be beefing when I go to Africa if they don't give me my free shit. I will come to collect on Adidas for everything I gave to them. Okay. I've spent more on fucking Adidas than people spend on. It's disgusting. But somebody told me that in Sanskrit, Adidas means servant of God. I'm like, oh, that's why I gravitated to Adidas. I thought that was funny. Shout out to Adidas. We're going to see how much of a fucking servant of God they really are when I go to Africa and I expect them to give me some things. T-shirts, pants, socks, book bags, shoes. The fuck? I don't even need what's in season. I just need new shit. And if they don't, I probably will stop wearing Adidas. We'll do a giveaway for all my clothes. We'll do an auction anyways. Let's see what else. I want to pull one card. So can I just get one major? This is Eugene Vininsky, Chateau Avanaris. So it's only the major arcana. And look what I see. Empress. That's divine feminine season and the Hierophant. We're coming out of divine masculine season and going into divine feminine season. This is how we're coming out of divine masculine season. More sure, more confident about who we are, more vowed and vested into the journey than ever. People can identify the change in you. They know you move differently. They know it's different for you now. You're going to have less jinns and duppies trying to pull you off of your game because of how solidified you are on this spiritual journey. So this is weaker demons being like, there's no point in trying. They're vowed onto the shit. What I can, the little bit of tricks that I have to pull them off ain't gonna work. You're coming out of divine masculine season a lot more concrete and accepting of you. Less follow fashion, less, I don't know. Hi, Leela Ray. It's different for me now. Yeah, it's different for me now. Some new times that we're in. Eugene's decks always hit different. Yeah, because that fucking guy is like on some occult shit. This deck, for example, he went to this ancient fucking church and did research and like studied and actually went there with his fucking wife. Like, it's not just something he Googled. You know what I mean? Like he's like a real hierophant. But yeah, this is the new, he gifted this to me. Thank you, Eugene. And anyways, the Tower. Ooh, the fucking Tower and the Lovers and the fucking Hermit. I'm telling you guys right now, this truth. So Mercury retrograde. Okay. I think you guys already know what these truths are, but Mercury retrograde is going to channel you guys to actually execute these truths. These truths are going to create tower moments. You've already gone within. You've already made decisions. It's about the communication that brings in the tower moment. And then we have the strength. There's the strength to reveal with the moon, to take a leap of faith, to reveal the truth about whatever the fuck this is collective. I have no clue. It varies. It's all different for everyone. But once this is communicated, I'm telling you, for this tribe, Mercury retrograde is going to challenge you. It's going to trigger you to speak up where you wouldn't have thought it was necessary before. So like, let me give you an example. I have a brethren and I had an issue with the dynamic of the relationship in the past. I would have been like, well, fuck it. I'm done with her. We're not friends anymore. Done with you. Instead, I called her today because she texted me and I was like, the divine's like, so what are you going to do? You can either do what you usually do, cut her off and just go about your life. It'll be fine. Or you can discuss what your issues are and then take it from there. And that's exactly what I did. I was challenged because I value this friend. She's a good friend. So I was challenged because in the past, I would let go of anybody just so I don't have to fucking speak up. For what? It's easier to just abandon you, disassociate. What are we going to talk about? So I was prompted to speak up, even to my mother. Oh my God, we were triggered so much. I was triggered to speak up things that I haven't spoke about since I was a fucking kid to my mom. So it's already happening. So that's why I genuinely feel like, and I can only imagine if I'm in the shadow period of, the pre-shadow period for Mercury retrograde and it's already triggering me like this, like I've had to have 2 of these conversations in the past week. I can only imagine what the actual retrograde season from the 27th to the 17th is going to do to me. You know what I mean? And I know you guys think that that's not an issue because I run my mouth here and I speak and all this shit. I am not open about speaking about my deep feelings. I do not. I can play them off really well. You know how many times I sit here bawling and crying and then I come up on the live and it's like, woo! It's just like, same. Yes, I know. And I know it's the same. That's why I'm sharing it with you people. Anyways, I'm foaming at my mouth. Let's just pull a couple more of these Lenormand. We'll pull some love and then we'll wrap. We're already an hour in. I love you guys. Just know you're not doing it alone. And just know that this next 6 months, especially for those of you that have already gone and were consciously aware of what Divine Feminine season did to you last season. Your life in the next 6 months, externally, all of this internal work was to bring external change. And that's exactly what is going to happen in the next 6 months. So going into Divine Masculine season in March, which is actually the new year. It's not January. It's springtime. New year, the environment tells you when it's a new year. In the part of the world that I live, it's March. It's spring. That's the new year. But anyways, going into the new year, divine masculine season, your physical life is going to be different. Significantly. Not incrementally, which is what you've been experiencing for many of you that have been in this inward journey. That massive change and shift is now all going to be occurring externally in the next 6 months. And this fall equinox is going to create a pivot, which will further get you to understand. So it's not going to take until divine masculine season next year for you to realize that you're in a different space. You're going to know by the end of fall equinox, because there are massive shifts that are occurring externally to you because of what you're prompted to do and say, but what other people are prompted to do and say. You're not the only one being impacted by these massive energies. Why do I look so chunky right now? I think I'm getting my period. Right? So but guys, especially for those of us that have been on this journey for a really long time, like, understand that you manifest your life in the present moment so you can tell your own future. A lot of you guys, especially the new people in the journey, you go to people to get them to validate the future you are seeing in your head, but you want validation for. And then they go and they don't validate it, and it gets you to not manifest the future you want right now because some reader or someone is telling you that that's not the case, or that it's something else. We should be supporting your ascension journey. So there's going to be a massive revitalization and transformation even in the spiritual tarot community. Why? Because a lot of us are feminines. Okay, not to say I'm not even going to get into that. We're all divine feminine, masculine, but anyways, there's a metamorphosis that's occurring. So the nature of how we serve you is going to be different. We're not here to really tell you your future. Maybe I might be able to validate it here or there for you, but I know the work I do for you in the present gets you to manifest the best future possible. And you know what that is because you're actively manifesting it, fantasizing it, and dreaming about it in your mind. I'm here to support you guys manifesting that into real life because you believe yourself in God that it could actually be true after the devil has shown you many reasons to believe that there's no way it could be. A spiritual battle. Restricting you, not possible. Doubt. Expanding you, possible. You can do it. I work for them. I am employed by them. I don't take money for the devil anymore. I only get paid from them. So I do what they tell me to do. And they want me to support you in the present moment so that you can manifest whatever the fuck your future is. Instead of me trying to tell you your future and just putting you in conflict with your current moment. Anyways, I hope that made sense. Let's just pull some Lenormand and wrap up. I haven't eaten today either, which is why I feel a little eggy right now. Hey guys, I'll read some of your comments just now. I'm just enthralled in the downloads. I even had more. I think I should just go live again at a later, like in a couple of days or something, and we don't have to get it all. That's what the divine's telling me. We don't have to get it all out right now. You can go live again. And I'm like, but what if I don't go for another month? Oh, that was another one, and we'll talk about that when we pull the love readings. But this is about needing to embrace a love language that's different from your own, because you're telling yourself that somebody doesn't love you, and somebody's telling me in the ethers, I'm trying to love them. So what, neither of them are wrong. It's just that somebody looks for a certain form of love and isn't receiving the actual form they're getting. They're saying if it doesn't look like this, then it's not love. And somebody's trying to show you, collective, that it is love. It just looks different because this is how I'm comfortable with doing it. The better you know these demons, you know your God, they will lurk. You better know your demons as you know your God, and they will lurk. Yeah, demons are always looking for the ignorant. They're always looking for the ignorant and the unawakened, which is why I was subject to so much demonic energy. It was because I was asleep. The more I awakened, the less devil energy I got exposed to. Why? Because I could consciously make decisions about ways to protect myself. Aw, thank you, Jersey. Finest. All right, let's pull a couple of the Norman. Hi, Tara, Star Seed Pots. Hi, Eric. Hi, Carol. Hi, Alana. The Ten of Swords. The 10, of Pentacles. This can also speak of secrets, the Book of Secrets. This though speaks of the legacy, these very pivotal relationships. It's also the Hierophant energy coming out of divine masculine season, a lot more sure about what you want and what is worth investing your time in. That's why divine feminine season is going to be lit, because you figured that out and now can actually invest. You're going to get opportunities to apply this knowledge and this energy to greatness, to your 10 of Pentacles. And I know when I say greatness, some of you guys get that fucked up. You guys don't really understand. Greatness is an energy vibration that you can tap into, and everybody has it. There are no chosen ones. You decide if you're a chosen one. That's the joke. Did you choose to be one? One of the awakened. We're all going up to God. Am I the chosen one? God's going like, did you choose to be one of the people who is going to help with this process? Am I the chosen one? God's hoping we're all the fucking chosen one. Yo. Oh, I'm doing content. Wagwan.
You said you picked up some weed. Right?
Oh, right. Just I'm on live with like 1,000 people.
I got
okay, take it easy. I'll come. I'm almost done. I'm gonna come check you right now.
Are you doing work?
Yeah. I'm on the internet. The guy called me like, don't fuck. Anyways, moving on. Hey, Tanisha. Hey, Mimi. I didn't hear that. Ooh, and the 10 of Cups. Hourglass. Hey, Mama. I watched one of your videos the other day. So for those that have been with the tribe for a while, you guys remember Jazz. She's back. She's active. So go check her out. She's somebody I've been watching. She's one of the few readers I still will watch now and then, even though I don't really watch a lot of tarot anymore. And when I do, I'm very selective. But I find that Hourglass is one of those people who the nature of her readings, it's not so much about telling you the future. It's about supporting your spiritual journey so you can do all that shit for yourself. You know, she taps into the future energy. So like, this is the energies coming towards you, or this is like, she does that. But I feel I'm a high priestess. I want to feel like somebody supporting me and doing what the fuck I'm doing for myself. So I like her for that. Mama D Tarot is another one too, right? So this is what I'm saying, the nature of the spiritual. Oh, look at all the people who know Hourglass by Jazz already. Yeah, man, we've been knowing about her for a while now. She's been around for a couple of years, but she has other businesses and ventures, right? So she's on and off, but she's posted content. I saw it in my feed. Anyways, the tarot community is evolving to that point. So there's a dying breed, and it's fine. They're just as necessary as the ones that are supporting the collective. Because I'll be honest, I didn't care about that before. I cared about what is my future? When is this motherfucker showing up? So every karmic, the tarot community has its own karmic cycle. As a community, we are evolving. The tarot community is evolving, and it's really beautiful. But tarot readings are going to be different, and how they serve people is going to be very, very different. Okay. This 5 of Wands, and I downloaded this, and we're going to wrap up with this. It's about not building a wall and building a bridge. You guys are real good at building them walls, man. You and Trump could have gotten that fucking wall of China or that wall of Mexico done in fucking 2.5 seconds. And at the end of the week, the way you guys love to build walls in your life, you guys could have had that fucking wall in Mexico up in a fucking week. I shouldn't make a joke. I shouldn't bring in politics, but it's either that or the Great Wall of China. What are the other great walls we know of, right? Anyways, some of you guys are real good at fucking putting up walls, but the divine doesn't require a wall at this time. The divine requires a bridge. This gives access. This allows you to venture into a new space. This is the card of the burnt bridge. So this could be about reinstating a bridge with someone. rebuilding a connection and a bond, but it's not so that it serves in the same way that it did. It's how can this better serve us now? So that then leads to a message I was getting about system update. So there is a system update that requires you to restart. I was literally channeling like that, like my computer. Like when your computer says you need to like upload the fucking software and then restart it for it to, that's happening, but think of that spiritually. So the reason why there needs to be a restart in something collective is because there's been an update to the system, to the relationship, to the thought, to the truth, to there's been an update. So don't look at it as revisiting something from the past. We're done with that, guys. How many times do you want to know that it not go work and not fucking go work, right? But identify the update, because there are certain people collective that you are meant to go through the initiation of rebuilding the bond. You built a bond from a karmic energy that tore down. Now you're going to be asked to build it from a divine energy. So where is this bridge leading to? It's to the fucking 10 of Pentacles, right? And then we've got the heart. Some of you might realize that you're still loyal to somebody. You're not consciously aware that you're loyal to them. You don't even realize it. That the way you move, you reflect somebody who's still loyal to somebody. And what that loyalty is meant to show you is the connection that still lies between you and somebody else. So this is somebody you're estranged from, but you're still loyal to. So that means you still have a tie to them. We're always so consumed about, oh, people tied to my energy and leeching on my energy. What about the energy you leech off of? What about all the people you haunt in your mind when you're bored? Jazz, don't laugh at me. I'm fucking tired. And I promised these people I was going to do a whole fucking reading about demonic possessions. We gotta get this whole fucking thing burning of frankincense if we're gonna be calling the devil's name and shit like that. Like I can't. Maybe tonight's not the good day to do it. Do you guys want me to just do it a different day? Like I'll do it this week. I can even do it tomorrow. You guys let me know the energies. Hey Queen, Sister Gal, Wagwan, yee. LOL, bun the sage. No. My kind of discussions need frankincense. Okay. I have enough frankincense to smoke the devil out of the Pope himself. All right. Don't let him get close to me. Yes, the fall equinox. Later, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll spread it out. There's no rush. That's what the divine's telling me. Like, we don't have to do it all in a day. No, full today, sister. The shift, feeling that. I'll do it tomorrow. We can wait. I'll literally do it tomorrow. I'll have it all done already. It's all written down and everything because it's a downloads of a light worker. So I wanted to just be a little bit more like aware of what I researched and studied or whatever, but it won't be a very long video. It will be longer. I wanted to do it so we can discuss it, right? Like we can talk about it live and you guys can share what you know about the shit and your experiences. You know what I mean? You look beautiful. But oh, thank you. I feel the opposite of beautiful today. I feel swollen because I'm getting my period. I need to wash my hair. I'm not feeling pretty, but I appreciate you telling me that today. Thank you. Turn the bell on, y'all. Yes, guys, hit your notifications. But YouTube, they're sometimes, they're like my karmics. You know, they come in, they come out, they support me, then they don't. They're down for me and loyal to me, then they talk shit about me behind the scenes. Like, I can't with YouTube. It just, whatever they want to do. They want to notify you guys when I go live, then they're going to notify you. If they don't notify you and you have the bell clicked, I can't fight with YouTube, man. There's bigger battles. And for some of you, please research. We're also going to do a video on the Nyabingi, okay? So the Nyabingi was actually one of the most powerful revolutionary groups in history to go up against the European empire and colonialism. So many of you guys have, especially my feminines, Nyabingi Empress energy. That's not just Empress energy. Nyabingi was a woman who started a whole army, one of the biggest armies in Africa. Okay. And a lot of your famous crusaders like Napoleon or whoever these fucking invaders and crusaders were, they spoke about Nyabingi's army. And the British Empire knew that was and I honestly believe it's the Nyabingi people that made sure that Ethiopia was never colonized, but I'm not really sure, because when I did the research, it doesn't really tether roots to Ethiopia. But at the same time, when you research Nyabingi, there's like an Egyptian artifact of a woman with a fucking face of a lion and fucking dreads. So Nyabingi people, like a lot of people are practice, like Rastas will practice Nyabingi, but it's more like the practices of the food and the chanting and stuff like that. But if there's a deeper level meaning to the Nyabingi empress and army, and it has to do with colonialism, the breaking down of patriarchy, this colonial society, even this whole invasion thing. We don't have the rights to invade people's country like that. You need to stop it. Stop it. All right. Like, anyways, so there's that. Maybe I'll do a whole separate video on that for all my warrior priestess women. You're going to read it and be like, I fucking knew it. I'm channeling Nyabingi energy. Oh, yeah. Nyabingi's out in the fucking ethers trying to get all of us women to get some fucking fire under our ass. And it's not just the women either. It's the men. You know what I mean? Like, Nyabingi's not playing. She wants all her children. She wants us all active, okay, to do something that's already been in motion. Guys, we might have fell off of the revolution. We might have not cared and kind of subdued ourselves and relinquished our rights to colonialism. There are many people who never stopped fighting colonialism and fighting for our freedom. Never. They never took a break, not a month, not a day, not their children's children have pursued this line, where many of us were actually becoming consciously aware of that path. And many of you guys, a decent portion of the awakened collective here will follow that path. So do some research if it resonates with you, okay? And then sudden endings, that's that shift in trajectory. And then we'll just lastly pull a couple of romance cards, okay? I love you guys. I'm feeling tired now, so we'll definitely do the demonic reading tomorrow. Goddess Skemet. Yeah, there's different cultures will call it different things. I know many people in the Caribbean call her nanny. Like I was talking with somebody today about it, and they were like, you talking about nanny? And it's funny because somebody told me about nanny and told me about Nyabingi separately, but it's the same thing essentially. There's been several women in history that have led this movement and have spoke about being the reincarnate of Empress Nyabingi. Anyways, just doing a lot of research, I know. Many powerful women. I'm grateful for you and your ancestors. I'm grateful for you too, Sistren. Skemet is divine feminine energy. Yes. Hi, Queen. Real love. Whoa, I'm searching for. Thank you, real love. Guys, I know some of you guys get triggered when you see this card, or you don't know what it means to you when you pull it. This is a very popular deck, right? Religious factors, or you'll think about it actually has anything to do with religion. It doesn't. It has to do with your spiritual path that you vowed yourself to. Many of you guys are going to be karmically challenged to either stay on this path or come into union with somebody who pulls you away from this path. It could be a romantic partner, it could be a friend, or it could be a job opportunity. It's devil energy challenging your vow to the divine and the spiritual path that you picked. Your love life collective is a reflection of your path. It does not put you in conflict with it. You understand? You don't have to sacrifice your mission for love or your love for mission. For the mission, you don't have to sacrifice either. They should be a reflection of each other. Just like you're a reflection of your mission, your romantic partner should be reflection, not necessarily of the mission, but of the vow you took to the Creator. So they're in alignment with you. You don't have to surrender your beliefs. You don't have to surrender your spiritual path to awakening or anything. Your partner is going to be a reflection of it. Some of you need to allow your partner that you're currently with, for you and your partner to transform into this energy, because it's very hard falling in love with somebody in a karmic energy and then moving into a divine energy together. Most of us chuck the karmic and manifest somebody new. Not all of you are doing that. Very, very, very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. And then deception. Someone's wearing a false mask. Both of you motherfuckers are wearing false masks. How about that? Because in love, I know you guys be faking the funk and pretending with the shit. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're not expressing yourself. For some of you, Mercury retrograde is going to have you fucking expressing yourself. You're going to have no fucking choice. And it's not that you don't have a choice. It's just that you're going to feel like you don't have a choice. The universe is definitely giving you a choice, but you're going to feel like you don't have a choice and that you have to express yourself. And that's going to take off your mask, or somebody could, and then whoever takes off their mask is going to kind of support the other person in doing the same, or vice versa. Somebody's going to reveal their mask and give you their authenticity and communicate their truth. And now you're going to be challenged to stop faking it with this deceptive, low, this superficial, shallow mask, and actually get as deep as the person who just stripped their mask to expose their privy things. Privy things. Some of you guys, this revealing is actually physically. Some of you guys are going to reveal your naked body to somebody for the first time in a really long time. It's almost going to feel as awkward, as uncomfortable as like expressing your feelings to somebody. It's like vulnerability. Getting naked. The collective's getting naked. I love being naked by myself. Good thing soon come. Them soon come. And it came out, see, to me, it came out in reverse, but to you, I don't know. I don't know. I'm done. I'm not. Anyways, some of you guys, this reconciliation energy has to do with this burnt bridge energy. You're reconciling with somebody in order to mend a bridge. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason, and you would know that reason. You can telepathically connect to the reason why the divine's telling you that you need to mend a bridge with this person here. It's about a manifestation. It's about your future. Else, why would the divine? It's also an initiation, so that we don't get in the habit of thinking when things don't work out with people or how we want them, we can just dispose of them. That's very narcissistic, and it's slave psychology and the matrix that taught us that we are disposable in that way. Because the matrix uses us like that. We work for the matrix, we pay the matrix, we do everything, and then the matrix doesn't give a fuck about us and chucks us to the side. Like, right? No? You deserve love. I hope you know that. Forgiving and learning. This is what I'm saying. You're going to reconcile with somebody and go through some kind of forgiving and learning experience. And it's going to require both people to know that it's safe, not just to love each other, but to love themselves enough to reveal this mask, reveal their authentic self, to be vulnerable. Both of these people are lying and deceptive because they don't think it's safe to be their authentic self. Oh, this is going to be so fucking triggering. Look at separation and reconciliation. You're coming into union with somebody that you were in separation from, going to mend some, but this could be anybody collective. It could be romantic, but it could be fucking platonic. It could be your nucleus family. It could be some like relative. Like it's just, all I know is that you're going to be initiated into this. Knowing how to mend bridges, how to heal severed relationships, how to bond, recreate bonds. Because I don't think it's recreating a bond. You had a toxic tie that had to be severed, and now you have an opportunity to build a bond should you decide to. But this bond is going to yield something. We're in a high time of manifestation and harvesting. Why would the universe bring somebody to you and expect them to heal some broken wound? And it's all part of your spiritual journey. It's because it's part of this path and what you're meant to manifest with this person, should you successfully mend this bridge. So you have a choice. Because if you create a wall, you won't get to see. You won't get to experience what manifestations will come on the other side of this bridge. When you mend this bridge, there's manifestations on the other side. Then there's children, engagement, passion, romantic feelings, getting to know each other, unrequited love. I feel like for some of you, you're going to have some unrequited lover come back into your life and you're just going to have to let them go. Like because it's unrequited. So some of you guys, thank you for James. Some of you guys had an unrequited love connection. So you love somebody who didn't love you and might have pursued somebody else or wasn't invested into you. Okay. You let that person go. It was very painful for you. You might have even pimped yourself on tarot, trying to wonder if this person would ever come back, if they think about you, You drained yourself of that. And essentially you moved past that and you moved towards your future. You reflected on the past through this conscious awareness that you've now gained. And you reflect back on the past and you realize that you realize the energy you were in when you manifested that person and how they are not the ideal partner for you. And that you understand why the relationship couldn't work out and how it could be unrequited, right? The problem is the person that you no longer want now wants you. But the problem is it's still unrequited. It requires two people to want each other at the same damn time. But it looks like you're on a karmic cycle with somebody you were never meant to be in union with. That's why it's unrequited. You were never meant to be with them. You were meant to accept whatever love experience you got from them and move the fuck on. This is a karmic cycle of unrequited love. So for some of you, if you have somebody from the past who you truly loved and wanted returned back to you and you realize you don't want them anymore, I mean, you could explore the connection to see if there's a change and if you would want them now. But all I'm trying to get you to do is see the consistency and its unalignment. I don't give a fuck who loved who and who didn't love who. The fact of the matter is these two motherfuckers never wanted to be with each other at the same damn time. So it not gonna work. And they not meant for each other. Straight up. Sorry to be. I mean, if you want the person when they come back and want you, then it's not unrequited, is it? Then that means both people still want each other. The problem is I'm reading for a group in this collective that don't want their ex, but they really did. And when they did want their ex didn't want them. It's a cycle. Now you're going to experience your ex want you, and you're going to know how uncomfortable it was for them to feel your love when you didn't really want it. Or when they didn't. It's a karmic cycle to bring awareness about this unalignment in love. It doesn't matter to me. It's still unaligned. It's still not gonna work. All right. Flirt and express your love. I mean, so Mercury retrograde could actually be a lot more romantic and flirty than you think. And some of you guys are going to be triggered romantically in Mercury retrograde season, and it has everything to do with this communication and expressing your love. And I think it's funny because of like you guys think it isn't a problem, but I know when you look within, you realize it really is. And many of you might realize that you've been projecting these issues onto karmic partners or other people. Going to tarot, wondering, how people feel about you and when they're going to communicate their deepest feelings and when they're going to admit they love you. When you do. They're going to do it when you do it. Ooh. Oh, but you're not ready. Oh, you're not ready. Oh, but it's uncomfortable. Oh, but I'm scared. Yeah, so are they. All right. You guys know when I get like this, it's time to wrap it up. All right, we'll do the demon reading tomorrow. I'm going to smoke out this whole fucking bumbleclot place, but I think it's valuable information. I mean, it was to me. I feel a lot more empowered by knowing some of the tricks of the trade. Like, you ain't going to catch me slipping. It also got me to realize like I need to eat a lot more healthier, not just for my physical body, but to also protect me from demons that specifically come in the form of illness and sickness and attack the body, not the soul. Right? So these are sicknesses that people can't explain, or that health, whether natural or Western or Eastern, don't work. And, they pass along the bloodlines, all this shit. A lot of them are demonic. All right. I love you guys. Okay. That's your reading. I'm going to come back this week and probably tomorrow. and do the demon reading. But I ain't going to do it when it's too dark outside. I'll tell you that right now. It's got to be light outside. There's got to be the sun. You need to balance out the polarities. Oh, also collective. So somebody came to me and they're like, have you ever heard of the 7 Hermetic Principles? I'm like, no. And then somebody read it to me and it's literally everything we channel here. So of course it wasn't me being intelligent. I wasn't channeling anything new. It already all exists. So anyways, I read the Hermetic Principles. I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense. Well, that's what we've been talking about. Okay. So for some of you, if you really want to get like a quick synopsis, like I really was asking the divine, like, why wouldn't you just tell me about the 7 Hermetic Principles before? It would have sped up this whole fucking thing. And it was whatever. It was about the way we went around our learning cycle. But the 7 Hermetic Principles will explain to you the laws of which this collective speaks from and about. Okay. So anyways, I love you guys. And until tomorrow, keep letting your inner angels live. Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys so much. And I missed you. And I feel better. So sad. Okay. Bye. Oh, and it's the full moon. Go outside. A full moon on the day before the fall equinox and divine feminine season. We're outside. Okay. Bye.